Well, welcome back. The Biden administration mass releasing thousands of Cubans, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans into the United States by authorizing humanitarian parole. This going for nearly a year, though federal law says parole authority is only supposed to be used on a case-by-case basis. Joining me right now is the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton. AG Paxton, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. What's your reaction to this?
Again, they're continuing to not follow federal law. Their job is to protect the border, to send people back that are here illegally. This idea of releasing people on a mass scale is supposed to be an individual choice each time, not a mass decision to let everyone go. Completely illegal, in violation of our federal law. And again, Joe Biden is not following his constitutional role.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're supposed to be seeing a situation that is legal and a structure that was put in place. But a lot of this is really migrants jumping the line, getting into the U.S. We don't know who's coming in. What's your assessment of the southern border right now, as we know that the administration is now looking to overturn Title 42?
Yeah, illegal immigration up, I think, over 300% since Trump was in office, even up since last year when Biden started doing this. It's only getting worse. As you said, they're not vetting these people. They could be terrorists. They could be criminals. There are many of them that are criminals. You're still spreading COVID. You're still allowing drugs to be imported into this country. There's nothing good for Americans in this. I don't see any benefit to America. I only see detriment. And I guess the ultimate goal is both, but it's not working out well for America.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was told by Senator Marsha Blackburn that they have already identified at least 34 or 35 people who are on the terrorist watch list coming into the border. Can you give us any new information in terms of who's coming into this border? And I know 1.7 million people were apprehended, and we continue to see apprehensions skyrocket early this year. But who is it that's actually coming through?
You know, what's interesting, the federal government does not share information with us. They don't tell us if they even know. My guess is that 99% of these people are not vetted. We don't know if they're terrorists. We don't know if they're related to the cartels. We don't know what their criminal history is. We don't know any of that. We don't care. As an administration, the Biden administration doesn't seem to care. The message is, get here, we'll get you through. We don't care what your background is. We're willing to trade the crime and the destruction to get more people here.
Well, all of this as we watch inflation skyrocket. We've got new analysis finds sky-high gasoline prices will or could cost American households $2,000 more this year. As the president refuses to unleash American energy production, A.G. Paxton, you're there in Texas. What can you tell us about the potential for the United States to become energy independent once again? Texas, one of the incredible resources this country has.
Yeah, well, I'm in West Texas right now. I spent the day in Midland yesterday. I've been all over West Texas over the last couple of days. They have the ability to make us energy independent. And we were there under the Trump administration. It is sad and shocking that here we are 1 year later, dependent on foreign countries that are not our friends, when reality is we could be energy independent. We could be energy independent relatively quickly if the Biden administration would encourage energy production instead of discourage it.
Yeah, well, that's not the agenda. You know that. The agenda is to discourage it and to put the climate agenda as priority. I'm with Lou Bassanese this morning. Lou, jump in.
Yeah, no, and to Maria's point, I mean, Attorney General, you're there with the most oil production and refining assets in our country. What are some legal things? I mean, we talked about the illegal measures that are being taken by the Biden administration on immigration. What are legal things you could do quickly in your state to provide some relief here in terms of oil production, gasoline production?
Look, these guys out in the Permian Basin are producing as much as they can. I can tell you that part of the problem is just the regulation of the facilities, making it harder to get the oil in the right form. Of course, you know they shut down the Keystone pipeline. So a lot of what I do is legal. It takes time. We were trying to stop the Keystone pipeline from being shut down, even as the Biden administration was allowing Putin to open up his pipeline. So we're up against a force that is doing everything they can to keep gas prices high to move us, to incentivize people because gas prices are so high to other forms of energy. And the problem is most Americans can't afford it.
Yeah, well, you've been fighting and battling back this agenda for a year now, AJ. How many lawsuits have you filed already, and who hears these suits?
Well, so I think we're over 30 now. It's almost hard to keep track of. Sometimes we're filing a couple a week. Federal judges, for the most part, because we're suing the federal government, federal judges in Texas. And the good thing is, even though it is a slow process, we've won over 90% of our cases against the Biden administration. We have one coming up related to the asylum program, the Remain in Mexico program, in front of the U.S. Supreme Court in April. So I'm hoping when we get there and we get the right decision that they will stop allowing people that are claiming asylum to stay in the country and prior to their hearing.
Yeah. All right, that's an important one. We'll certainly watch it. AJ, good to see you. Thanks very much, Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton.